Christmas story, as soon as we started hearing it this evening, you began to see people moving. There's constant movement. The angel Gabriel spoke to Joseph, and then suddenly he and Mary are on a donkey moving toward Bethlehem for the census. And then we hear later that the shepherds are moving from the fields, trying to go to Bethlehem to see this thing. And the Magi also are moving. They're moving all the way from the east. And our story says, as far as maybe the Caspian Sea, but I'm pretty sure it's further, closer to China. They're coming. They want to see Jesus in the manger, because even though they are the wise ones, they continue to seek wisdom. Throughout human history, people have moved. People migrate and move for all sorts of reasons. Think about it. We are all here. We are all here because of migration. Think of this land. How long have your ancestors been here? How far back does your story go? Does it go as far back as the first peoples of this land, the Ohlone? My story of this land, belonging to this land, goes in these interesting stages. My great-grandfather came in the early 1900s to work in the restaurants to earn some money, probably right after the 1906 earthquake, sometime around there. And he sent every penny home. And then, because of all the anti-Chinese hate and the threat of lynching and burning, he decided to go home. But then, his daughter decided to marry a veteran, a Chinese American of the Korean War. Quite unseen. They arranged a marriage, and she showed up, got on a plane. And then, when World War II happened, finally the Chinese Exclusion Act was repealed. And that's because China was now allies with the United States. And they decided to repeal the Chinese Exclusion Act and make it easier for immigrants to come to the US. And so the year I was born, President Nixon visited China to make sure that I knew I was going to be welcome. And so my aunt, who already lived here, filed a petition for alien relative, and then we got on a plane and we came here. You know, it wasn't the easiest of landings, I have to tell you. I didn't speak a word of English. I didn't know what was going on. I haven't seen TV. We didn't have electricity where we lived. We didn't have running water. Still fetched water at the well every day. And so, wow, coming here in 1980, and I could not tell you how much I love TV. I love TV. So, but you know, that was home. The landing was hard at school. I was poor. I didn't know how to dress. I didn't have enough clothes. The clothes I got, donated by churches. Thank you, wonderful people, for all the gifts you give, because people like me received them. And so I had some clothes. They looked a little strange on my very skinny body, and I couldn't understand a thing in school. I didn't know they had changed my name to give me an American name. By the way, my legal name is Sally. So if you ever want to, you know, look me up. Salying Wong. So eventually I figured out what my name was. But, you know, one of my favorite stories from that time, because it was so hard to be at school, I had to bring everything, all of my capacities in order to survive the day. And one day I was talking to a friend. She was black, and my other friend was Mexican. And we both asked her, "What language do you speak at home?" And she said, "English." And my Mexican friend and I thought, "Oh my God, how exhausting. You have to speak English all the time. We can't wait to get home to speak our language." So sometimes I would be heckled, followed home, chased, rocks thrown at me, words slung at me. So, a hard landing can be very painful for a child. So I think about all that's going on today. You know what I'm talking about. All the hard landings. My friend Augustine, he left behind 4 boys that need him. They need him. The way I needed my parents when I was that young. And he's gone. These are hard landings. Is there room? Is there room? Mary and Joseph sought room. Is there room at the inn? In my day, there was room, but maybe not room for people like me. Is there room today in our national imagination for the stranger, for the one who is different? This week, I walked a Las Posadas with people acting in community together. And we walked from county jail to different other places, singing the songs, "Will you give us accommodation? Will you make room for us?" to highlight the ICE detentions. The Holy Family this evening seeks accommodation. But more than the Holy Family seeks accommodation, many, many people are looking for accommodation. Is there room? Will we make room? And at this time, with the pressures, the political pressures that are all around, some people are just trying to survive. They're just trying to make a home for their family, to feed them. So though this night we do mark and inhabit the quietude of the manger scene, the creche, we know that this scene is going to very quickly change, right? We know the next chapter to this scene. Very quickly, Herod will figure out that the Magi fooled him, and he will unleash his wrath upon the land. And this is what we mark on the day called the slaughter of the innocents. Violence will descend like fire and even consume winter. And the Holy Family will flee. They will flee to a foreign land, hoping, praying for a refuge, for welcome. So we who mark this, who know the next chapter, we are given work. Work to make this land a place of welcome. So when desperate people come seeking refuge, we will say, there's enough. There's enough room. Welcome. Welcome to Christmas. Amen.